sing our song, but do the motions with it. Do we all want to give it a try?
Yes.
Okay. Stand up. If you get silly though, we're going to have to sit down and we're not going to be able to stand up. This is the song, The Sun is Rising, and this tells us for Jackson and Cameron, we've been singing this song to learn our cardinal directions, which are north, south, east, and west. Okay, so you can just kind of do the motions with us. Okay, you ready? The sun is rising in the east, uh-huh, uh-huh. The sun is setting in the west, uh-huh, uh-huh. My nose is north, my tail is south, and so I turn myself about, and the sun keeps rising in the east and setting in the west. Boom, 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 boom. Very good. Some of y'all have been listening and working on that. Okay. You may sit down. We are going to talk about addresses today, and I told you we were going to be explorers, and we were going to visit some different neighborhoods. It's okay. So we're going to figure out who does know their address, though. What is an address?
Your street number.
We're raising our hands. We're not hollering out. Okay? That's like the second or third time. Raise your hand if you want to answer. Who knows? What is your address? Braxton? Brad, will you get the door, please? What is it? You don't know? Okay. Bree, what's an address?
It's the number that's on your house.
It's the number that's on your house. Why do you think that an address would be important? When you drew your maps for me, and say JP was going to help me find his house and he was going to give me a map. Well, a map is great, but what would the address help me do? Let's see. Lexi.
An address is your street number, and it could help, and your address could help you know what your neighborhood is.
Yeah, your address is your street number. So if you have your address on your map, you know exactly what house you live at. If my address is 123 West Street, that is going to help somebody find exactly who my house is. Take out your social studies,
Workbook.
no, not workbook, textbook. Take out your social studies textbook where we put in that green piece of paper and open your book to where we marked our page. Open your book to where we marked the page. It says, "Welcome to my neighborhood." We ready? Let me help you find the page. There you go. Everybody see "Welcome to my neighborhood"? The little girl in the picture, look at page 50, where it says, "Welcome to my neighborhood." There's a little girl in the picture. Her name is Kim. And Kim wants to tell us about her address. It says, "My home has an address. An address can help you find a home or another building. An address has a number and a street name," which I think Bree or Lexi already told us that. "My address is 9 Maple Street." I made a map, not a very good map, but a map of some houses, and I put a number 9 right here. Kim's address is 9. So if you were going to find her house on a map, you would drive down that street until you saw her address, and that's where you would stop, right? What if you were Kim's neighbor? If you were Kim's neighbor,
just walk over.
if you were Kim's neighbor and Kim's address was 9, what would her neighbor's, or what could her neighbor's address be?
9.
Well, Kim's address is 9, so what number would come before 9?
7.
8?
10.
8. What comes before 9? 8 comes before 9. 8, 9, and then what's after 9?
10.
10. So her neighbor's addresses would be 8, 9 is Kim, and 10 would be her neighbor, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's pick another number. Let's say, let's do it easy. What if this address is 10, and you're trying to find the address for 10? But what if you were looking for their neighbors? So this address right here is 10. What could the neighbors' addresses be?
9 and 11.
9 and 11. Do you agree with JP? No?
Yes.
Sarah Grace agrees with JP.
Yes.
Because what comes before 10?
9.
9. And what comes after 10?
11.
When we count, do we say 9, 10, 11? Yes. And do we say 8, 9, 10? Yes, we do. Okay. So it says, look on the map. Look at the next page, page 51. Look on the map. Find my home. What did we say her address was? 9. Who can find her home? Put your finger. I will look around. Put your finger. Do you see how that helped you, knowing her address, find her house?
Yes.
Dawson, do you see where her address is? Do you see where her house is? Good. Yes, because it has a number 9 on it. Now it says, what is the address of my school?
7.
You looked at the map, you found the school, and the address was?
7.
How do we know the address was 7?
Because there's on it.
Because there's a 7 on it. That's right. Good. Now we're going to look at, remember I told you we were going to be explorers?
Yes.
Hold on. And we were going to take a trip around to look at different,
Schools.
well no, not look at different schools, look at different neighborhoods and houses and neighborhoods.
Last time we did that.
So here is a map. And what did we say these things were?
Continents.
Very good. Africa's a continent and South America's a continent. We don't see much of our North America on there, but that's okay because we're trying to go around the world, right? I would say turn the lights up, but I don't know if you can see. So I wanted to show you we talked about all different kind of houses yesterday and all different kind of neighborhoods. I wanted to show you this kind of house. Not gonna take me where I want to go. It's in Africa, because we've already seen the schools in Africa, right? We've already seen different people in Africa. This is not going to be as easy as it looked with this thing. Let's see. I want to go here. No, I want to go here. It's just not letting me click on. Okay, woo! Africa. This says Zambia. This is a house in Zambia. And the lady calls it the Mud Hut Mama. Why do you think she calls it that?
I don't know.
How many of you know what a hut is?
It's a straw house with a straw.
Very good. It's a straw house. This is is a neighborhood in Africa.
With straws.
It is made of straw at the top. Grant, turn the light out so we can see better. Let me know if you can't see. Okay. Look at the roof of that house. It's made of straw. And then this is probably some kind of wood. So this is a house in Africa. This is a road where you would go to a market in Africa. Does that look a little different than our roads?
Yes.
Does the house look a little different than our houses?
Yes.
Yes.
One time I went to old.
Here's a store. Reindeer, you're going to have to raise your hand. Here's a store. Does that look like our stores?
No.
In our neighborhoods?
That looks like a broken store.
It does. It does look like a broken store, but it's not a broken store. That's just a store in Africa. Remember we talked about just because it doesn't look like what we have, that's why we're talking about all the differences. This is a school.
Oh. It looks just like our school.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our school's bigger.
Our school's a little bigger, yes.
And we have a back.
And this is a play area. How about that play area?
Oh yeah. That looks cool.
But you can play a lot of ball in that play area, huh?
Yeah, it's like volleyball. Football. Yeah, it's a big area. And baseball. No, it's not baseball. Football.
Okay, let's go to Asia.
Asia. I've been there before.
Whoa, that looks like
Here's an
our
Asian
market.
grocery store.
That looks like our
That
market.
kind of looks like the stores we have, doesn't it?
Yes. I've been there before. That's so really pretty. That looks just like our
Now, the person who put the pictures up said that this is an old house, and this is a new house. Actually, it's not a hotel. It's an apartment, and that's how tall they are. They go all the way up.
But that looks like our school. Yeah, like Scott's.
Yeah, our hotels are that big. Here's another house. Do we have roofs that look like that? No, and if we do, there are not many, are there? Not in our community, anyway.
That looks like a Chinese house.
It does look like a Chinese house. This is in China.
China?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like a.
Oh, what is that?
They do karate.
They do karate over there. And here's a street. We're going to do one more.